So I've been actually, this is a question that I haven't asked yet, but I'm curious. What's your story for starting? Why did you start a YouTube channel?
Well, when we met in college, we had talked about starting just a YouTube of just everything that we, almost like a vlog style, but of like fishing and hunting and everything. Just, hey, we're going out, let's just film it.
Cool.
And then we never did, and put it off and put it off. And oh, that'd be a great idea. And look at these guys getting big. Like, oh, if we jumped on, we'd be big too. And then COVID hit, and we had like nothing to do. So we were like, now is as best time as any. So had we started 4 years earlier, 3 years earlier, we would have been that much more ahead. But
did you guys have any video experience before this?
No. I used to take pictures and stuff. Like I had a camera when I was a kid, and I'd take pictures of like birds and at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But
I've always taken a lot of pictures and videos in general because I have a bad memory. So I've always enjoyed that aspect of being able to look back on it. And then with coming out and doing stuff like this, it's so away from the experience that people get on a normal day, everyday life, right? So it's like documenting that and showing them the beauty of it, along with like how hard it is, was kind of a driver for me.
So that's kind of like the next question I was going to ask is like, why? So why do you do it? And why do you continue to do it? Because anybody that has done this or has tried to do this, you realize that it's like, it's a lot of work. It's not easy. And like, it's not easy as it is, like portaging into like back lakes. Now you're bringing camera gear. Now you're filming your adventure. You're filming your way in, and like, there's more work involved, right? So why do you do it? Why do you keep doing it? It's been like 3 years for you now, 4 years almost, like
3.5.
just for us,
cool
to look back on.
Yeah, I like showing friends, and we watch our own videos all the time. I want to watch some good fishing that we did back in the day, and you get to watch it. And
Cool.
But for kids too, right? Like I have one on the way, so in 10 years when they have a phone or whatever, they look at Dad 10 years ago. That's pretty cool.
When
look
there's no speckles left.
Hey, look at him hammering speckles. Where was that? Oh, that lake's full of bass now. You know, there's no speckles left. But and then you have all these stories, and like, or if 20 years from now you croak or get in a car accident, it's there. Your family can go back and say, look at that. Like you just
True. Yeah, and it's not like it's something that's on a hard drive that could disappear from moving or from fire or from flood or whatever.
Yeah, and it's not
right?
protected by a password. It's just out there.
It's out there for people to experience. That's cool.
Yeah.
We noticed on your bio, you guys say adventure fishing. Where did you first hear that term?
I was talking to Lyle about that probably 2 years ago, and I was like, what? Like, because we were trying to show the adventure, but then with this, we had to really cut back on it. But I said, that is kind of what we do, because we go on big adventures. We're not just backing a truck into a lake. And then that was kind of a niche that I was thinking, and I guess you guys go by that now, eh?
Well, only because
you have your one channel is adventure fishing, right?
Yeah. Well,
it's a term we've adopted. We were first introduced to it from a friend of ours, Brittany, Black Pearl Kayaking. We were on a trip with her, and she was talking about a conversation she was having with some girls that she goes out paddling with, and they were saying like, what exactly is this? And she called it adventure fishing. And like as soon as she said that word, it was like a light bulb. It was like, this is exactly what we're doing. Like
so we asked her where she found it. That's when she brought that up.
But she kind of said that, it was something that they had kind of, I don't know. So
that's what they're using at least.
Yeah.
We don't know if they created that term, because when you use the hashtag on Instagram, you can see like there's many people that use the term adventure fishing. It's not.
Yeah. It seems like a niche.
New, but it is pretty niche.
It's like a niche.
But it perfectly describes this. I mean, I think it really
does.
This
is a little bit of an adventure getting
a little
in
bit.
Yeah.
So do you guys, is there a line? Like what is adventure fishing for you guys? Is there something that isn't adventure fishing? And like, what does it mean to you guys?
Doing more than the average Joe to get to where you want to go is adventure fishing. You got to go further than the regular guy would. That's to me that's a real adventure. When you're out of signal, you're disconnected, you're in the moment.
But it's about fishing.
Yeah. Oh,
that's really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, you got to be fishing, but you got to get there in an adventure.
But you guys said, we were chatting about this earlier, but you guys plan your trips around the fish. Like we do the same thing. And I think that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's like, it's about the fishing. You're doing the same adventures that other people are doing in canoes and just paddling, but you're doing it because of the fish.
Yeah, like we both have an Algonquin map at home, like one of the old ones you can buy online from the like Algonquin like .com or whatever, and we color in every lake that we've been to.
Oh, that's cool.
So then it's like okay, well I've been there, check. Was it good? So then I have an Excel that's like, okay, like this lake here. When I get home, I'll say, okay, we caught, in 3 days we got 20 fish. Biggest one was 21 or whatever, 18. And then you go, okay, well, in 5 years from now, when you want to revisit, maybe we want to do a loop and just spend a day in here, you go, yeah, it was worth my time. Or, no, it wasn't worth my time. I'll focus more on here. And then you're still going to, like, Brennan always talks about fishing every trout lake in the park, which is like 400 lakes. But then you have all the lakes in between to get to those lakes. So it's...
You have to plan your routes and hit pockets to do it properly. And
So it really makes me wonder, is your channel called The Average Joe Fishing Show because you consider yourselves average Joes? Or is it because this is a fishing show for the average Joe? Because it's a little bit more than what the average Joe's doing, so it's a show for the average Joe.
it's for we're just regular dudes out fishing. That's
So you
where the
are
average-
regular dudes. Duders.
Yeah.
We're a little gay.
Couple of dooders.
Yeah, like, well, Chris kind of figured out the name.
Yeah,
He's
was
like, we were trying to come up with a channel name, and
he said the average Joe's, and then I was like, the average Joe's fishing show. And then we were talking about it, and we're like, it seems kind of long. But then we rolled with it, and it kind of stuck, like the blue jeans and the work boots.
100%.
Average Joe's. Like we were coming in the bush when we first started, before we had all the nice gear and everything. It was just fishing from shore mostly in the spring. Like our first year, I think we had 2 videos out that were just we bushwhacked.
I really do think that that's what gives it that average Joe feel. And what I'm thinking now, we were talking about, if you guys can't get sponsors, you make a product line of like polyester material that looks like blue jeans.
Yeah.
Like Levi's.
Like a full suit.
Levi's.
A full
like,
suit.
but with cargo pants.
That's
with
right.
pockets and
It's
shit,
button up.
Jeggings.
Exactly. But it all looks like you get the full Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah.
It's nice polyester, quick dry.
But like if we're doing a day trip, right? Like a lot of times we'll do jeans and like a collared shirt,
Yeah, I'm always wearing
right?
a
Which
long
is just the
sleeve.
classic,
Blue
like,
collar.
which is just
It's
a
gotta be a blue
classic
collar.
dad scene,
Yeah.
right? And then you wear a like big sun hat or something, and it's like that's the look. That's the average Joe on a Friday with a 6-pack of Bud Light. That's what he's doing.
And I also, I hope you guys keep doing this regardless of whatever, comes, because the show's good. Like, I think what you guys are doing is important and putting this kind of stuff out there. So we got to get more people fishing.
Oh, for sure.
And teach people
Just-
proper practices, because that's one thing with a park like this that you really have to and I've learned a lot in the last few years just doing it and discussing with viewers and anything, like through comments. You learn stuff too.
Oh,
and
like we've learned in the 3 years of park stuff, it's like, okay, that video got hounded, like in the comments.
Yeah.
You go,
our first one
Okay.
was rough.
we know that lake. Yeah, we kept a lot. Probably shouldn't have done that. But we know the lake. We know the lake has lots of fish.
Every year.
A lake like this and the success we've been having, probably wouldn't go and keep 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
This is a
I would keep 1 if
This
you
is a
hook it
model.
bad. But tomorrow you could go and catch 50. You just don't know the lake, right? But a lake, say we do know, and the guys go, oh my God, you're going to catch the lake out. Oh my God, look at, you drop that speckle, it's going to die. It's like, okay. It has
lake
no
has a
chance
good-
at living if you don't let it go. And if it flopped out of your hands, it just happens.
Yeah.
So, like, there's no need for the comment, but I mean, I do understand.
Fish handling is something that we've really adapted on for viewers, and because it is right, people weren't wrong. Like, we were in our first couple videos, we were there to catch fish and eat them. That was the goal, right?
Mhm.
Whereas now we've looked at it as more, but if we're going interior and we're going to spots that it's a native trout population, which is rare, in the world. Like, this is the densest population of them in the world. You have to really practice proper fish handling, deep nets, handle the fish with care, and get safe releases. And if one dies, don't be shy to eat it.
Right.
Because I have nothing against having a shore lunch. Everyone should experience that. That's one thing that I think.
Fantastic.
Like
In Algonquin Park, being backcountry, eating fresh trout you just caught, you can't match it. Like, it's such a good meal.
Like we last weekend, we kept 2 10-inchers, and that was going to be our dinner. 1 trout each with a side. And then we ended up hammering them. Had we had known, we wouldn't have kept them. But we're like, okay, for 2 small ones is better than 1 big one.
Right.
So then we're like, okay. And then we ended up catching like 40 or whatever. Like a lot. And then like I don't remember the number.
We don't
But
know.
then we had a 17-incher die in the net. Okay, well, we're not going to let it waste. So we put it in the back. And then we're out catching them out in the middle of the lake when they're on the hatch. And we let all of them go. So like as we were traveling back to camp, there's a 17-incher that we had let go 10 minutes earlier, belly up. Well, there was nothing. It didn't bleed, nothing. It just had stress and died. So same thing. Now we have 4 trout, 2 big ones. And it was like, okay, well, we're going to eat them.
You guys want to help us get onto some more than average fish?
It's the goal.
Yeah.
We've got a few nice average. Like, it's been a good average
Yeah,
size so far.
Every fish I've caught is broken my previous PB, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. But you got to work for this stuff. You gotta really get into here and put the time in and the effort, and it'll pay off.
Let's go do some fishing. We gotta catch a couple more tonight. And Justin wants one to eat, so
Yeah, we're
we gotta keep one.
Keep a couple.
He wants. Oh, we're gonna keep a couple. We'll have a little trout
If
snack
you keep
tonight.
one, just holler,
yeah.
and we'll know. We'll keep.
Do you guys have a stringer, or you
No,
just bonk
just
them?
bonk 'em.
Put them in the
Yeah.
bottom of the canoe.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
do it.
boys.
Your
Let's-
your
We got
canoe
about
has
an
to smell
hour,
like
so-
trout.
Yeah.
Oh, mine
about an
stinks
hour.
like it.